All creations are endowed with breathing, whether it be the atom, the proton, or the electron. They breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. When they breathe in, they pull towards each other, creating solids. When they breathe out, they push each other away, creating space. The same holds true for the tiny components of the atom. They breathe in and breathe out. When they breathe in, they move towards the point of highest density at the center, charging the atom. When they breathe out, they move away from the center towards the region of lowest pressure, discharging the atom. The amount of charge is always equal to the amount of discharge. The lesser the charge, the lesser the discharge. The greater the charge, the greater the discharge. The greater the charge, the stronger the pulling force toward each other. Likewise, the greater the discharge, the stronger the pushing force away from each other. At this point, we come across another pair of opposing terms, which, by definition, mean the same thing: charge and discharge. Another way of saying breathing in and breathing out. So, the atom charges, which also means it breathes in, and discharges, which means it breathes out. Let us look back upon the electrons this way. When the electrons breathe in, it charges itself. Likewise, it charges the atom because they accumulate at the center. They add, which also means positive. And when the electrons breathes out, it discharges itself. Likewise, it discharges the atom because it moves away from the center of highest pressure towards region of lowest pressure, pushing each other away. They subtract, which also means negative. So, when electrons discharge, or breathes out its components, and move away from the atoms towards lowest pressure, it can be rightly labeled as negative. But we can't consolidate the terms negative charge, because these two terms negate each other. We can rather call it negative discharge. Looking upon nature in this cyclic form, we can't also label electrons as a fixed negative particle, because in the next moment, it turns positive as it breathes in, and can rather be now called a positron. In its eternal cycle, it changes its mask. What was once a positron becomes an electron. At the peak of its breath outward, it turns inward again, transforming its nature from negative to positive, from discharge to charge. It breathes in and breathes out. It charges and discharges. It becomes positive and then negative. Positive and negative are not things. They are conditions of a thing. An atom or an electron becomes positive when it breathes in, and negative when it breathes out. It is the same entity, only changing its state. There is no effect in nature that cannot be classified as belonging to one of these two directions of motion, breathing in or breathing out. Since the universe is alive, it forever oscillates between breathing in and breathing out. With each breath, it continually changes its pressure and potential. Because of these constant changes, it must continuously adjust its position within the wave field to match its ever-shifting potential. Whenever it finds a momentary point of balance, it soon loses it again, for its potential never stops changing. Thus, it moves endlessly, forever seeking balance, yet never attaining it. This knowledge holds the secret of nature's perpetual motion, and is essential if we ever wish to create a device that can operate endlessly.